Yes, the new season is upon us and new tournaments are being put out almost every single day. The turnaround for this season's off-season has been the fastest I think we've ever had, with FNCS starting it in about 2 weeks time, having only just ended it feels like. Normally I do a video on how to work hard in the off-season and how to make the most of your time off playing tournaments, but this season it's been a bit different. There's barely any time where we haven't been playing tournaments. I know it's actually crazy. I'm having a hard time understanding that FNCS is only 2 weeks away, but we gotta do what we gotta do, and this is how to get unwashed for Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3. If you enjoyed this video, like it, and also check out the solo masterclass by Destiny Jesus, a link in the description. Purchasing helps support my channel. It's a one-time lifetime purchase, and you get access to almost 200 videos that get updated almost every season. Let's go. So having the tournaments straight after the start of the season basically means there's barely any time for us to adapt to this new meta, and it is a wild meta to say the least. We are looking at one of the craziest metas we have ever seen in Fortnite, with the Nitro Fist, the Nitro Splashes, and also a lot of the movement around the map being incredibly strong. It's going to be an interesting meta to say the least. I personally cannot wait. It's going to be a great season. If Fortnite can just manage these stronger items to make them slightly less strong but still good, we don't want them completely ruined. It will be a wonderful season to be part of, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So how do we adapt to this meta super fast? Well, first thing you can do is watching other pros. Watching pros play the game, they will have most likely played the game a lot longer than you have, and watching them play the meta will mean that you don't have to spend as long adapting to it and figuring out, because you can just copy their gameplay. If they do a certain thing in endgame this season, that means it's probably good and you should do it too. The second way you can try to figure out the meta ahead of the tournament schedule before anything important happens is playing scrims. I have a whole video on playing scrims and how to play them in my channel, and if you want to check that out, it'll be linked down in the description. Scrims are where you all go into a custom lobby, everyone wants to play, and the zone rules so you can't fight in certain zones. This means that the endgames are super stacked and you can really get a feeling of what the game will be like during tournaments. Guys, adapting to meta means that you're going to have a bit of an open mind this season. Admittedly, it's a little bit different, but if you keep that open mind and keep the mentality that whatever happens, everyone else is playing under the same circumstances, you're going to do so much better in the long run. People that have a closed mindset are people that blame the game for everything. I'm not doing well because of this, this, and this. People that have an open mindset say that I'm not doing well because of this, this, and this, but could I be doing better to increase my placements? It's okay to blame a really strong item. If I get run in on with a duo with Nitro Fist, it is clearly a bad piece of meta, right? But I should also be asking myself, what could I have done differently there? Why have I been rotated into by that team? Why have they pushed me? Or how could I have avoided them on my rotate? That's what you gotta be thinking. Think avoiding the mistakes, think of the root of the mistakes rather than the actual gameplay itself. Right, let's move on from adapting to the meta right onto Surge. This season will have the highest Surge values we have ever seen. The Nitro Fist doing some crazy damage. We have the Enforcer AR, which is a great Surge weapon. The DMR, which is a great Surge weapon. We have the infinite healables in the desert area, which are great healables, which mean teams can pretty much sit there and farm Surge off each other forever. It is actually wild, and I don't know what, and I can't remember a season in recent seasons that has had this level of Surge. We are going to see thresholds like we've never seen before. So if you're playing duos at a particularly high level or even solos, make sure you are landing in near that desert area, and make sure you're making use of those cacti. If not, you need to be aim training your Enforcer aim as well as your DMR aim every single day without excuse. If you do this whenever you're below Surge or when in your mid game, you'll be able to hit shots that are needed to clutch up the Surge needed. Obviously, there's always the old jump in the box technique with the fists. That does work. A little tip from me though, if you're in solos or duos, make sure you're in full metal box whenever you're staying there for more than 40 seconds or so, just so no one can jump in. And if they do jump in, fully built metal, they have no clue which part of the box you're in, so you can completely bait them out. They can drop in your box and you can get a quick one pump on them. So why are you washed in the first place? My guess is because you have a little bit of a bad mentality and some respect. This could be getting angry when you die. This could be a victim mentality. This could be blaming your teammates. Whatever it is, you need to get rid of this mentality. Bad mentalities hurt you and you only, and sometimes your teammate. So make sure you are not being detrimental to your teammate with your mentality. You are keeping it nice and chill throughout these games, not getting too angry when you die, which I know can be hard, especially in this season, but you've got to try. I've never really had a problem with getting angry when I die. Especially recently, I feel like you've just got to detach yourself from the game. Make sure you care enough about the games you actually want to try, but also remind yourself that it is just a game, and unless you're relying on it for your well-being or your finances, it's probably not worth getting stressed over. In terms of a victim mentality, the thing you should be asking yourself after every time you die, let's say I die in an endgame, I'm going to ask myself as we're going to the lobby, what could I have done better there? What would I have done differently the next time? For example, when we were playing the Performance Eval Cup yesterday, I tried to drop mats. I'm obviously a solidly new keyboard player, so I'm really bad at dropping stuff. I tried the thing where you double tap and it drops 50. I just tried to repeat that over and over again and it didn't really work. You have to drag the mats out of your loadout, which I had no clue about. Next time I'm in that situation, I need to drop mats super fast. I will be prepared to drop mats super fast. It will not catch me off guard again. This is what I mean by victim mentality. I could have complained about the double tapping not working or whatever, but now I've figured out a perfect way to do it. It's going to be all good. Another example is if we keyed a team for Surge, I might be thinking, okay, we've done a good job getting the Surge there, wonderful. That is what a victim mentality person would say. They'd say, wow, we've done a great job here, we've done perfectly. What a player who's going to improve is going to say is they're going to say, why were we below in the first place? It's all good and well as getting this Surge, we've done and got it, so that's a good job. But why are we below Surge in the first place? Were our Surge rotates not good enough? Did we miss crucial shots? Or did we get unlucky with contesting teams? And if we did get unlucky with contesting teams, why didn't we go and find someone? Why didn't we rotate around more congested side to up our Surge routes? These are all things you've just got to think about, guys. It's never not your fault. If you've died, it is most likely something you have done at some point in the game. Especially now snipers are gone, there are very, very, very rare instances where you die that it wasn't at some point your fault. You have not played the game perfectly. Go back and review your game. Stop having a massive ego. Obviously, to get unwashed, you're going to have a great duo partner. Now, you can find a duo partner in any Discord server pretty much, but if you want to join my Discord server, it's going to be linked in the description. You can join it, and it does have a looking for players function, so if you want to look for players there, you're welcome to. JKC viewers can be pretty cracked, and they come in all shapes and sizes. One last thing I wanted to say was, even if tournaments are every day now pretty much, I think you should still be training your mechanics. You've lost a lot of time in this off season. There is barely any off season, as I said at the start of the video, and that means your mechs are going to be a little bit, let's just say, shaky. So you need to be working on your mechs every single day, putting in a good warm-up so you can perform well in these events. Please don't go and make the mistake of not warming up because you are going to perform terribly, and please don't make the mistake of not training your mechanics, because you are slowly but surely going to end up getting more washed, missing more edits, and it's going to be your fault. Put in the work, chat. If you want it, you want it. If you don't want it, you don't want it. Don't be old Arthur Job and sit there and do half of it. Just don't put any of the mechanics work in and just play the tournaments. It's not going to work, I promise you. This is a hard truth, but it's going to help you become unwashed. Make sure you check out the Destiny Scissors Masterclass, link in description, as well as like the video, and I will see you next time. Have a simply beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen, in a little bit. Watch this one on the screen, please, please, please.